Gas.zip, one of my favorite protocols, is overdue an airdrop, and recently, after adding some new features, we're here to provide you with an easy and updated Gas.zip airdrop tutorial. So before we begin, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and let's dive straight into it. Now, from the get-go, my friends, we are here over on Gas.zip, and as you can see, we're going to get ourselves logged in. Once we're in, guys, you can either use EVM, Solana, whatever you want, and you can use multiple at the same time. However, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on building transactions, building up the volume, and of course, using as many different networks as we possibly can. The source and destination chain both count. So what we want to do is, guys, we want to first simply start using the Gas.zip protocol. This is the initial starting place of which you will find. In my personal opinion, this is one of the best platforms out there because it easily enables you to move assets to and from any different network, even if you haven't got any tokens on that network. So basically, it's a gas refueling website enabling you to refuel any single network if you have 0 gas tokens, which in my personal opinion is extremely handy. And not only that, but you can use it as a nice bridge because it has some of the cheapest fees out there. And it is also powered and created by Layer 0, meaning that this, guys, could very well help us qualify for the next Layer 0 airdrop, and I will show you more about that later. But my friends, we are focusing on the Gas.zip airdrop, which I personally think could be very big. They haven't teased any token information. I personally think that they're not very active over on X, and they could be more active, but it could very well lead to a nice, stealth, beautiful airdrop. So what we're also going to share with you is the sweeper section, but that is obviously later on, which we'll focus on in a minute. But for now, we just want to focus on the main section, which we said, Gas.zip. So the whole idea is, if, for example, that you had assets on, say, for example, Base, you could move assets from the Base network over to a network that you don't have any tokens on. So whether or not that was Avalanche, Katana, Linear, Unichain, Sonic, Say, whatever it may be, you can very simply bridge assets to and from different networks. So let's just say we kept it as Base that we want to move assets from. We can move assets over to the Say network, for example. If you wanted to, we could do more than one, but we'll leave it for one for now. So if I wanted to just do, I don't know, $5 worth of Ethereum tokens on the Base network, as you can see, we'll receive 30 Say, or just a little bit under. All you need to do is hit send, and boom, as you can see, guys, $5 in 2 seconds will just move over from the Base network to the Say network. Look, as you can see, already confirmed over on the Base side, already confirmed over on the Say side. That is what you call absolutely amazing. So from here, guys, that is just one transaction we've already done with $5 volume. From here, for example, if we wanted to change up the networks, we've already done one source chain, which was Base, and one destination chain, which was Say. Next, for example, if I chose a different network, if, for example, we wanted to do the same network this time, seeing as, of course, we've just bridged Say over here. If I wanted to move some of my 200 Say tokens, I don't know, over to the BSC chain, I don't know, over to Avalanche, I don't know, maybe over to Optimism, I could very well do around $3. And then, as you can see here, we'd receive $3 over on Optimism, $3 over on Avalanche, and $3 over on BSC, equating to roughly 55 Say, basically $9 worth. So if you wanted to do that, you could do one source chain and 3 destination chains in one go, making sure that you are obviously maximizing the most out of this platform, increasing your volume, and of course helping to qualify for the airdrop. Now, also, guys, not only is this going to help us qualify for the Gas.zip airdrop, but it can also help us qualify for future Optimism airdrops, the Base airdrop, maybe even a potential Linear airdrop, and whichever networks that you see here which are tokenless. So for example, guys, if we wanted to focus on tokenless networks, we can now unfilter all the ones that we've done. Next, as you can see down below, if I wanted to focus on, I don't know, Unichain this time, I can move some of my Ethereum tokens on Unichain over to tokens of which have potential airdrops. So for example, Hyper EVM, we are expecting another airdrop round 2. Next, we could very well use Linear, but I'm going to leave that one for now. After that, we can add Optimism, seeing as they're going to do another airdrop, most likely anyway. We can scroll down and look, guys, they've got honestly hundreds of different networks that you can bridge to. It is absolutely fantastic. So whether or not you wanted to choose one of these, it's entirely up to you guys. So for me, I'm just going to do Zora because it might help with the Base airdrop. Next, I'm going to do ZK Sync because there might be another airdrop there. Who knows, guys, but I've just chosen 4 different networks. Why don't we choose another one? Why don't we just choose Base as well? Because we're expecting the Base airdrop, which is confirmed. Next, guys, all I'm going to do is now choose another amount. It it could be $2 this time, sending total of $10 across all of these 5 chains, making sure that it's $2 into Base, $2 into ZK Sync, $2 to Zora, Optimism, and Hyper EVM. If you want to include more, by all means you can do so. As you can see, $4 would make it $20 all in all. So if you wanted to do that, guys, it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to do a nice simple $2 amongst all the chains because this is just simply a tutorial. But what I will say is, guys, if you're doing $2 for each transaction, in my personal opinion, it's not going to be the best way to get the biggest airdrop. The more volume you are able to conduct, the bigger the airdrop, but also transactions will definitely help, as this is mainly just a refueling website. But generally speaking, nowadays, mostly people are using this as a bridge. You'll also see this amongst many other platforms. However, I will show you that in a minute. But for now, as you can see, guys, we're just waiting for this to confirm, which I'm pretty sure is already confirmed on the Unichain side. We just need to wait for it on every other network. However, that is another 5 different destination chains, another source chain. You just want to do exactly that, guys. Very simple and very easy. Next, what I showed you earlier, as you can see here, we've got a new feature called Sweeper. Thanks to everybody for trying out the new Dust Sweeper. Please feel free to share any feedback or suggestions you may have. Now, this was a few weeks ago, and unfortunately, my friends, they haven't actually updated it on the website where we can see a section that says Sweeper. Very annoying. So what I've done in order to get there was actually just very simply copied what it says here. I do understand if you don't want to do that, guys, and you just want to wait until, of course, they add it onto the website. Me personally, I've been waiting a few weeks for that, but seeming as they're probably not going to do it and it might even be considered as an early tester, then of course I decided to do it now just in case it gives us a better fighting chance for an airdrop. So as you can see here, I'm already on the Sweeper, and basically what this does is, guys, it collects all the dust within all of your networks. So for example, if you have 5 cents here, $1 there, I don't know, 50 cents there, it's going to collect them all across all the different chains that you have and send it over to one network. It could be Arbitrum, it could be Base, Ethereum, or Optimism. It's entirely up to you, but as you can see, I've got dust across 44 chains, and boom, as you can see, I've got all of my 44 chains appearing here. You don't have to choose them all, of course, guys, because I don't want to move all of these over to one single network. But for example, guys, if I wanted to come down here and find a different network, as you can see, we've got Fractal, Lisk. I could very simply do some. But for example, I'm just going to select a few. As you can see, I'm going to choose Superposition, Bearer Chain. Maybe we can choose, I don't know, CeeLo as well. Why not? Come up here. If I want to choose Ape, I could very simply do so. I could use Gnosis over here. Next, maybe choose, I don't know, Katana if I wanted to, maybe not. But as you can see, guys, you would just choose any of the networks that you want to do. Next, going to choose my destination chain, maybe just choose Base for now, and boom, as you can see, I'm going to send that over. And for some reason, there are errors, so I have to very simply untoggle them. Yes, guys, this is just in a beta version, so don't expect it to be perfect. However, hopefully soon they will update it so we don't have these problems. So I just need to find Gnosis wherever it may be. Bearer Chain we can't do, but Superposition, another error. So guys, as you can see, it's not as straightforward, but if you have any that do work, by all means you can do so. For me, I'm just going to leave the ones that we see here. Nonetheless, my friends, what we want to do from here is just very simply move on to the next stage, which is going to be layer 0. And over on the layer 0 section, guys, it's no different than the Gas.zip section, which is the original section. But the only downside is that it takes a little bit longer to move transactions and it actually costs a lot more. So if you want to completely avoid this, guys, by all means you can do so. I don't blame you whatsoever. But if you want to get a bigger and better airdrop from layer 0 itself, then in my personal opinion, this is the way to do so. So the inbound chain, which is going to be the source chain, meaning the chain that you're going to move assets from. And then you've got the outbound chain on the right hand side, which you're going to move assets to. Therefore, it's just basically the reverse as the Gas.zip section, which you can see over here, right to left instead of left to right, which you can see over on layer 0. So this time what we're going to do is we're just going to choose a different network, whether or not, I don't know, it was Mode, Arbitrum, whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. Switch chain. From here, guys, I'm now going to choose another network to bridge to. I don't know, it could be Optimism, it could be Zora, whatever you guys want. Let's just choose Optimism for now. I'm just going to choose a small amount. This time it looks a little bit different, guys. The user interface is just a little bit different. However, more or less, it's exactly the same thing. I'm just going to send around $2.65. But like I said, it's more expensive. You can see the layer 0 fee of 27 cents. and it will cost a total of $2.92. Now, the more you do, the more expensive it gets, and the different networks that you use, the more expensive it gets. So some networks will actually cost a lot more to use if you are trying to use this. However, my friends, as you can see, it's very simple, and you can do this with pretty much any chain. It doesn't matter what you want to do, guys. If it was base as well, you can very simply do the same amount, more amount. It depends on what you want to do, but it's very nice and very easy. It costs more to do to base, as you can see here, 58 cents. Nonetheless, my friends, in my personal opinion, if you just want to get a simple and easy airdrop, this one here, the Gas.zip original platform, will do just fine. So from here, guys, one more thing you can do if you want to increase your odds. Well, platforms like Jumper Exchange, which we've mentioned many times in our YouTube videos, have actually integrated Gas.zip, which you can see here. So, for example, if I was to move assets from Sonium, as you can see down here, choose my Ethereum. If, for example, I was to move over to Base, as you can see, if I was to choose ETH over on Base. Next, if I was to choose an amount, it could very well be, I don't know, $3, $2.60, whatever you want. Straight away, the top one is Gas.zip with the best return. That, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic and exactly what we want to see, because probably the main platform itself is much cheaper than using Jumper as well, because of course, this is an aggregator, aka a middleman for decentralized exchanges. So friends, if you want to do that as well, it's entirely up to you. You can do that with many different networks. However, that is very simply the Gas.zip airdrop in a nutshell. From here, all you need to do is track your activity, which I'm going to show you right now. As you can see, I absolutely hate this new MetaMask update. I'm just going to say that out loud and clear. Next, what we're going to do is you're going to see all of the data down here. So for example, I've done $7,100 in volume, 398 transactions, average $18, highest $367. Gas streak, 6 days, max 9 days, unique days, 100 days, main nets 24, and test nets 18. So from here, guys, you just want to very simply increase all of this. This must be very simply what's going to be our airdrop allocation in a nutshell. This is what they're going to tell us what we need to improve on. So basically, guys, we want to stack up on that volume, stack up on the amount, stack up on the highest. So if I can do higher than $367, I will. Next, as you can see, we've got the gas streak, of which we want to now come on here every single day and try and do it as much as possible. I've done 100 unique days, meaning I've come onto Gas.zip on 100 different days in order to use the platform, and I've used 24 different mainnets and 18 different testnets. So basically, guys, you want to use as many different networks, like I said, as possible. And you can see down here that there's around 140 chains to use and around 70 test networks that you can use as well. So friends, that is very well the Gas.zip airdrop in a nutshell. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.